to Martin Luther King be happy in 2022?
No.
Fuck no.
I think he would be.
Okay,
I
let's talk
he'd
about
be
it.
No.
I don't think.
You don't want to talk about it?
Nah. I was about to change my answer to be like, he might be on, like, certain parts he might be proud of, but as a whole, I don't think he would ever be.
Yeah.
What you saying, Shay?
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
What you saying something, Black?
I think he was because it's. I mean, if you just think about the time that he was here in the world today, like we got a lot more freedom. And then while I was actually looking up the "I Have a Dream" speech just to see what he wanted and what was his dream, so we can really technically answer that question. Like,
You read the whole thing?
nah, I was pulling it up.
But no,
I
on
was
some
pulling
real
it.
shit, I ain't never read the whole thing. I'm gonna read the whole thing.
That shit long as fuck.
Yeah, it's like
I feel it. I'm gonna read.
We got a paragraph. I'll read his little paragraph. It's highlighted, so
no, hold on. We ain't gonna say his little paragraph. But
we gotta talk about that after this too. That little shit. But all right, we gonna talk. Let me
it's
read
the
this
shade
big
for me.
paragraph.
yeah, it's the shade, bro. It's the shade. Go ahead, man.
I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley
Say
shall
it with
be
your chest, bro.
shall be
bro.
engulfed.
Slumber.
Speak up, nigga.
I have a dream
Act like
that
you got a dream.
I have a dream that every day. Damn, y'all done fucked me up now.
I apologize, bro.
To he. No, my bad. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be engulfed, every hill shall be exalted, and every mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plains, and the crooked places will be straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. That ain't really answer the question, but that's what they gave me.
Boy, I was gonna say like.
I was like, you didn't give me the four
Well, okay, I guess this is one thing that stood out.
Yeah.
Be judged by the
That was
They
that
say
wasn't even the foul part of
It say the freedom for Black Americans, peaceful protest, and hope for the future. So basically, freedom for Black Americans.
Facts. Yeah.
Nah, it's freedom for Black Americans.
freedom
like.
for Black Americans.
Still working on the peaceful protest part.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, you're right.
But no, I think we got, you know.
You start reading two sentences. It says so basically. Nigga, we
Oh man, y'all.
I feel like he would be proud though. Just because we got freedom now. Like
I
this
think
shit
you
different than back then. You
speak.
feel me? Huh?
So to speak. Like, yeah, it ain't the 60s, but or before that.
Yeah.
But I don't think his finer line has been reached, and on some other shit, whereas we don't really do shit for ourselves no more.
That's wrong though. That's why I'm saying like
What's wrong?
that we don't do shit for ourselves.
No, I'm talking about yeah. I'm saying
Okay, in the sense of what though?
like we built this fucking country. You see what I'm saying? Like we, you know what I'm saying, we kept shit in our neighborhoods. Like, you know what I'm saying, we had folks who really hands on with those kind of jobs or even values are in other communities now instead of ours.
Yeah,
So you
but
think
it was really only if you really think about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but of course we was forced to be together because we were segregated.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only really one popular neighborhood that had, or one city which was Tulsa that we talk about that kept the money in the neighborhood.
I was about to say that we talk about.
Yeah, that we talk about, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm asking you to correct me. Like, if you, I know Atlanta, that whole the Auburn Avenue.
Yeah,
I knew that was
Cascade, the Auburn Avenue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we
I think it's
about.
certain pockets, but yeah, like, it's only certain ones that we talk about. But that sense of community was there because we have no choice.
But I feel like even now, like with the I guess the range of social media, like we got these pockets everywhere. It's more scattered. It ain't just like one neighborhood, but we got that everywhere.
But
now.
we also outsource. Like, I don't know too many people that shop in their community for real.
Hold on, what about Instagram?
No, it just gives us it makes it to where we can see across the world. Like it's
Yeah.
I'm gonna always go back to black businesses.
Yeah.
Like it's black businesses everywhere. You feel me?
I think Instagram is a demon, bro. Like, hey,
I think
Like,
it's
all
both.
this social media, bro.
I ain't
Like,
gonna hold you.
Yeah, I think it's both.
You see what I'm
That's a
saying?
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Dr. King would be indifferent.
Yeah.
And so, like, I say that because, right, there's been a lot of progression. Like, we can't deny that hasn't been progression since the 60s, right? Like things have changed.
I just don't think this was the dream.
But the flip side of that is, I think that's where the frustration will come in at, because it's like seeing some things change and then seeing how much time went by and like the smallest of things haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the part where the frustration will come in, just like, bro, like we still dealing
I
with
think he'd be
police
pissed off
brutality.
still, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
If he would have come back and see a Black Lives Matter protest, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Nah, I think if anything, I think he would be upset that. And I think this is kind of like a false thing that we look at, but I feel like he would be upset that there's no leaders per se. But I feel like even back then, it was people that weren't fucking with him. It was people that weren't fucking with Malcolm X. So they weren't necessarily the leader that everybody was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
People was like, nigga, who the fuck is you? Probably back then too. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
like we not just getting behind somebody. But if it was something that I think he'd be mad about was, I think the organization. I think we need to get better at organizing as far as
A
like
lot of shit we
protests
gotta
and, you know,
get
getting
better
things done.
Yeah.
I feel like the reason that doesn't happen, and because like back then everybody knew, for the most part, even if you were more towards Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or, you know what I'm saying, any of the black leaders back then, you knew what you was fighting for.
The objective, yeah.
Now everybody has their own opinion of how this country's supposed to be, instead of like
Having one
yeah,
agenda.
But I think that's just
even
what
the
comes.
Black Lives Matter movement, it's still like different.
I think that's something you got to deal with.
Like,
You was gonna deal with that regardless. Like with freedom, you're gonna deal with that because you got the
That's
freedom to
true,
do
to
whatever.
do
Like you
whatever,
feel me?
yeah.
So you always gonna deal with people being indifferent and basically not
Yeah.
on your train if everybody got the freedom.
but there was enough people on their train to make a difference, though, or to even progress. Then, like now, it's like you got people on the train, but I ain't seen no.
What's really wild though is the thing that, bro, we talking about 50, 60 years ago. Like that
Exactly.
really ain't long
Not long
ago at
at
all.
all.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Was it 50? Yeah, about 50.
yeah, it's
Because
all-
I was saying that because you got to think, like, when people be talking about the 90s, they be like 20 years ago. Or when you
I
say
mean-
30 years ago, you just think it. Because 30 years ago was 90.
Yeah,
You feel me? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying, yeah. It hit you, did it? It hit you. But no,
But nah,
it
that
just,
wasn't that long ago. Like I
No,
told
No,
you,
it
my
really wasn't that
grandma-
long ago.
My grandma was older. My great grandma that just passed was older than Martin Luther King, and she just passed 3 months ago. You feel me? Like so.
yeah, bro. Like it put it in perspective though, especially when you talking to like your elders who actually lived through it. Like we can't really like comprehend what was going on at that time period. You know what I'm saying? Like we only hear the stories, but like most of our parents and grandparents definitely lived through it, but your parents probably still dealt with some part of segregation at some point. Like so it's like
1000%.
you know what I mean?
even on this tilt too. So it's kind of it's trying to get better, but the whole like people look at black businesses being like shady and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back then it was more a sense of pride and, you know what I'm saying, about what they did when they work and how they treated their customers and yada yada yada. You know
You
what
think
I'm
so
saying?
though?
I definitely think so.
don't
I
know.
see it more often than
How would
not.
I mean? I guess how do you gauge that?
Just how through people,
Through
you know,
people, through
the
experience.
elders. You know what I'm saying? Like how you talk to these, they know these people on a first name basis, and like, you know what I'm saying, like, and they got fun memories. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see the owners of these black
But
businesses.
I think the good is always gonna prevail. Like even with music, like people say, "Oh, the '90s music," but it was some bullshit music that came out in that time. We just don't
Of
remember
course.
it. You feel me? And I feel like that's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like the good is always gonna be highlighted. Like you feel me? Even when I think about like the pandemic and shit. Like we not struggling and stressing every day. We didn't
No,
stress
no,
every
we
day of this
ain't.
pandemic.
We
Like you feel me?
had some rough times, but I feel you. Like
Had a good pandemic.
it's like when
No,
time
that shit was good, actually.
when time go back and look at it, we really gonna be like,
That shit was cool.
it was cool. I think it was necessary for a lot of people to just like recalibrate and realize. What
I mean,
was
outside
really
of the money that was lost.
important. Yeah,
but
definitely.
Outside
lost
for the
that.
most
Money
part,
lost from who?
Huh?
Who lost money?
No, I lost some money.
I mean,
No,
you
I'm
know,
talking
it-
shit. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit.
I can't even count. I lost some money. I got it back, but I lost some money. No, I definitely lost some bread.
Shit.
That took advantage of everything.
Hey, you got to be prepared. That's
Yeah,
hey, that was an example of staying ready.
Yeah.
So you ain't gotta get ready.
No, and on some business tip though, like for real, I learned the importance of having reserves. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
just on the business tip, cause
Yeah.
like when the pandemic hit, looking around like, bro, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that. Some like people that like astute business people, they chilling, cause like they got years of reserves, just like they ain't even worried about it. So that taught me that. That's a valuable lesson. Well,
Coach, you're at your question.
go ahead.